Have you ever felt stigmatized for your mental health by another
Yeah,
person?
so personally, no. I feel like I've kind of grown up in a environment where it's less stigmatized. But definitely I've like seen people who felt stigmatized because of their mental health condition, especially like my mom, who grew up in a like really traditional Chinese household, and mental health is definitely not talked about much. And it took like a lot for her to like get help and everything. And also, I feel like she still feels stigmatized by it because she doesn't like to talk about it much. Like when I ask questions about it to her, and also like kind of in general, she's like afraid to talk about her mental health issues, even though she's gotten therapy and things like that. At the time, I probably contributed towards the stigma, like, mom, why are you mad all the time? But then over a period of time, like my dad telling me things and personally learning about it, kind of slowly understanding what it is. And then yeah, my mom has like severe anxiety issue that like she's diagnosed with it. And so at first, when she first like developed that problem, she was like, oh, there's nothing wrong with me, like this is how I've been my entire life. I feel like it's kind of like on a personal level and on a societal level, where it's like personally, it's like they don't even think that it's like a mental health issue, or they just like don't even know like what a mental health issue is. And so I kind of saw that with my mom at the beginning of kind of towards the end of middle school, beginning of high school, and she got therapy like when I was in 10th grade. So um, that's kind of like the timeline. But and I also like speaking with friends. My friend whose parents were also like raised in an Asian household, same like background as my mom. Her mom also definitely has like anxiety issues, but like she can't really understand what that is.
Have you ever felt any mental health stigma towards yourself?
Yeah, like sort of kind of like the on the lines of like, oh, like other people are doing so much worse than me, like kind of like I'm not good enough to feel bad about myself. I don't know. I'm pulling an example, like in high school towards senior year, I was like feeling really depressed, and I ended up getting therapy for like a couple of months, and it got better. But before that, I've had friends who had like suicidal thoughts and things like that. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh, I don't want to kill myself. Like, I'm fine, even though I was like depressed. And people, when they think about like a health issue, it's not really like, oh, like my arm is broken. That's a health issue. Mental isn't like a real like issue. That also definitely plays a part. Like for my particular experience in high school, the internal stigma definitely hit pretty hard, because it was only until I talked to my friend, the friend I was talking about, who had like suicidal thoughts and stuff, who did like go to therapy. Just talking to him, like he was like, you should just go see a therapist, like it's not a big deal, and things like that. And he understood like the issue more than me, and he was like, yeah, like even if you're not like diagnosed with like, you know depression or something like that, you should still go. Having someone there helping me identify my issue, someone that like I trust, and like still a really close friend of mine, definitely helped to overcome like my personal stigma. I also want to say it's the same thing with my mom. At the time, I remember like my dad telling me like, hey, your mom has like health issue, like this is affecting her. And at the time, I didn't really understand what mental health issues were. Like, I think my dad and also my mom's family definitely helped her overcome her stigma. And part of that also is like for my dad, it's like kind of just educating himself on like what mental health issues are, and he like did some research understanding the severity of that, and then him like helping my mom understand that she should get help and things like that. Like I feel like a big part of overcoming mental health stigma from what I experienced is like having someone else who you trust like dearly help you identify that issue